In general, cooking vegetables can be a little bit daunting, especially if you're working with fresh vegetables. When in reality, they're actually quite simple to make, and they actually tend to be really tasty when you make them from scratch yourself. So as part of a little series, I want to show you my favorite ways to cook some fresh vegetables that you may have lying around. Now, I specifically got a request to make green beans, so here we go. This recipe for green beans is made with brown butter, and man, the stuff was really good. It's very easy, way tastier than maybe the boiled green beans that you've had before. The first thing that we're going to need are some actual green beans, and these are fresh green beans. You can typically find them in your grocery store, no problem, or at farmers markets. And the first thing that we really do here is actually just give them a good wash. So this is just kind of a good rule of thumb for any vegetables. Just kind of make sure that you scrub any crud off of them. So once we've kind of really washed these green beans, we can go ahead and set them off to the side and just do some other prep that we're going to need for this recipe. Specifically, we're just going to need the juice from one lemon. So go ahead and cut a lemon in half and just kind of juice each part. Kind of put this off to the side and we'll move on to the next part. So to actually get started with the cooking, we're just going to get a pan and we're going to put it over medium heat. We're going to go ahead and add in some butter. And when I say some butter, I actually mean a lot of butter, roughly about 2 tablespoons. However, I would like to point out that we're using a lot of green beans here. So if you want to cut back and scale this down to be smaller, you won't need so much butter. So we're just going to go ahead and let this melt until we have a nice melted platform to throw our beans into. And speaking of, let's go ahead and add our green beans in, and we're just going to move them around in the spatula. Just keep cooking these until you start to hear the green beans kind of blister and pop. This is a good indication that you're on the right track. Essentially what we're just doing here is we're sauteing our green beans. We're going to keep doing this for about 3 minutes or so until they become a little soft. We don't want them to be fully cooked. So when they are a little bit soft, go ahead and cover your pan with a lid. And we're just going to kind of let this cook covered for a few minutes. We're just going to leave this over medium heat for about 5 minutes, checking on them probably about after 3 minutes. And once they're soft, we're good. So how soft they are is completely up to you. So it wouldn't hurt to remove one at one point when you think it might be ready and just kind of taste it to see if the texture is right to you. It doesn't hurt you to have them a little bit more, as they say, al dente. If you like it softer, then you can have it really soft. I went for more of a soft version, which took about 5 minutes total. Additionally, this is a really good point to taste for salt. So we haven't actually added any salt at this point, so if you want to add salt at this point, this would be a good time to do so. Once we're happy with the texture, we can go ahead and remove these green beans and kind of place them back into a bowl off to the side, just letting them chill for a sec. The next step is we're going to actually need to make some brown butter to put over the top of these green beans. So if you've never had brown butter before, it's a very unique, nutty, warm, almost caramel flavor, and it's actually going to be very different than the butter that we've sauteed our green beans in. And so to make this, all we really need to do is just add the butter to the same pan that we were just using, although we're going to turn the heat down a little bit, down to about medium-low, and we're going to let this butter melt. And as the butter melts, the butter fat, which is kind of the oily part of the butter, will separate from the milk solids, which you should see foam up a little bit. Now, as long as your burner is not too hot, it's actually kind of hard to mess this up. So it may seem complicated, but it's very easy. So what we're just gonna do is let this cook at kind of this lower heat slowly for about 4 minutes. If you want to, you can kind of give this a little bit of a stir, but it's actually really not necessary. And after a few minutes, it should start to smell really good. It'll smell like a really nice caramel, almost nutty smell. And the color will also darken a little. So I'm actually gonna pull mine off at this point, but you can actually go further and actually make this darker than I have to go for a more rich flavor. But I just decided to pull mine off here. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and pour this over the green beans that we've sauteed and let cook, along with the lemon juice that we had from earlier. Now give this a good stir, and if you didn't add salt in before, this is a good point to do so. Now, in essence, you could stop here, but you could go for bonus stars if you add some toasted almonds. And this is actually really simple to do as well. Just go ahead and add some almonds back into the same pan that you're using for the butter, and hopefully maybe you still have it over medium-low heat. That's a perfect temperature for this. Just throw the almonds in and let them warm up and kind of become coated with the butter that you previously had in the pan. Just all that little bit of residual that's still in there. Just let them kind of warm up and toast and become very fragrant, and then just add them to your green beans. And that's basically it. That's a really awesome dish. And honestly, I would have eaten this stuff as a main dish. So this is an excellent way to cook green beans, and it's so different than the way that I, ate this as a child, that like boiled green beans. Ugh. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what vegetables you'd like to see me cook next as part of this series. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.